Hey, and welcome back to Celeste, the hotel, level 3. I'm still convinced that I might somehow be able to get back up there, so die a couple times in this room where I should just move on, because I can't. You need to save up a dash, and I didn't do it. But it's, it's fun watching past me fail. So, yeah. Eventually we give up. By the way, when you exit a level in this game, the question it asks you is, give up? Question mark? We'll see that in a later video, I think. But I think that's definitely intentional, given the themes of this game, that it asks you, like, would you like to give up? We're speeding through some deaths here. My dumb brain not realizing how patterns work, patterns and rhythms and such, but we get there eventually. Just do enough tries, enough combinations, and eventually get to the other side. I've not talked about the aesthetics of this game yet, but for people who enjoy a pixelated art, seems like a pretty great game. I enjoy that myself. I wish the character's face had some definition. I don't know whether that's intentional or not, but I think I missed a secret there. I wish the character's face had a bit more definition, but that might be a stylistic choice. But there's lots of great little details that you really can notice when you're watching gameplay back again, like I've been doing quite a bit while making this series. When you're playing, you're very focused in on not dying, hitting the buttons all at the right times, but when you watch it, or hopefully whoever's watching this can notice some of the details. So this is the first area where there were maybe too many deaths. So we're going a little speedy here for now, but coming up there's an imperceptible cut. Or we just passed it, actually. An imperceptible cut, wherein I cut about 4 or 5 minutes of just me dying to these same things over and over again. Because no one needs to see that. If there's viewer outrage about that, then just leave a comment. Like, subscribe, leave a comment to me that says, hey, I want to watch you die over and over again while you talk about your day. And I'll do that in future videos. But there's a lot of deaths. We'll see at the end of this level. There's a lot of deaths. Yeah, a lot of deaths. So, if that's really what the audience wants, I'll give it to them. But for now, I'm just gonna be cutting them, maybe, highlighting some runs that got particularly far, something like that. We'll see. So many little details in this, though. Little aesthetic details. The little floating particles that you shoot off when you dash. The little sweat drops that tell you how much kind of grip energy you have left. All the colors, the little explosions, like when you die and revive, are like color coded to your hair, I think. you know, whether you have red or blue hair at the time. Just the way that everything moves. There was an earlier thing where, an earlier screen where I noticed, you know, when hanging on to the stacks of laundry, it like deforms like someone's actually climbing it. It's just like all these little creative details. Here I am formulating a plan for how to do this without killing myself. These little wormy things, little wormy walls, are, you know, the first kind of thing they lend themselves to is like, okay, what if you had to backtrack? Because if you had to backtrack, then you might create impassable terrain for yourself. So there's a lot of that, especially in the harder areas here. It's like, okay, you gotta go through the same area twice. And, you know, you just have to avoid screwing yourself over. So you can see here, I start dashing over that middle spike pillar in order to give myself a place to stop off on my way back around. But yeah, this is one of the strawberries that, you know, I know I can just move on and not worry about the strawberry, but I can't. I gotta get the strawberry. This was one that felt tedious to me. This and the previous screen with the spinning guys, I don't know. This level just didn't super agree with me. And there are episodes to come, so it's long. Can't fool me with your hidden secret floor. You sure can kill me a bunch of times while I try to get past these. So sometimes you'll notice when I have a bunch of deaths in a row, I'll start like dying very early. That's because I'm trying to. So usually like that. Usually, you respawn at the same point in the cycle every time. And so if I can figure out a sequence of key inputs that are consistent to, you know, not die, then I will try to remember those and use those every time. Well, you know, if you watch carefully in the areas when I die a lot, you'll see, you know, you stick to the consistent motions. So here we'll see in a second, I'm going to find a consistent path that lets me do that, to dash back from the bottom center. Let's see here. You can dash from there and then just hit that consistently in one cycle. And, you know, if I had to do this room 50 times, then I could do that every time and it would work every time. When I go back like this, checking for strawberries that I may have missed that I might be able to get. Nothing there. Just a new room, a bunch of dumbbells. I try for a while to figure out a way to dash in here. I eventually just realized that just watch and walk slowly and carefully. Nope, don't dash, just walk. Oop, oop. This is, again, some planning time. It's always good to stop and think sometimes. You know, and it worked. Look at that. We got the key. We're gonna, like, die. Sure. Still have the key. Good for us. There's some good parts of this level. You know, it uses these diamonds in a really interesting way. I love the feeling of doing dashes like that. It's really fun. Well, that's the end of this episode. We're going to talk to Mr. Oshiro in the next one. Thanks.